There is a fate worse than death, a life untouched by fire, unshaped by struggle, unmarked by the scars of becoming. You who sit by the hearth of your own making, wrapped in the soft wool of routine, do not yet know the rot that creeps into the bones of the comfortable. The world does not remember those who sought only warmth. It remembers those who walked into the flames and emerged forged. Listen well, comfort is not peace. It is the slow suffocation of the soul. The man who avoids all hardship does not escape suffering. He merely exchanges the sharp, noble pain of growth for the dull, endless ache of stagnation. He trades the lash of the storm for the weight of chains he does not feel until they have rusted into his flesh. I have seen them, the men who lived in the shelter of their own fears. Their hands were soft, their brows unfurrowed by the winds of effort. They died as they lived, unnoticed, unclaimed by greatness, their names erased by the first breeze that followed their passing. But you were made for more. There is a fire waiting for you, not the small flickering thing that warms your idle hands, but the inferno that demands you rise or be reduced to ash. Step into it. Let it lick at your skin. Let it strip away the false comforts that have made you weak. The fire that does not burn you will consume you in the end. Time does not forgive, it does not pause, it does not bargain, it does not care for your excuses. You tell yourself tomorrow, when the season is right, when I am ready. But the grave is full of men who waited, full of voices that whispered one day until that day became never, full of dreams buried with them, unwitnessed by the world, unclaimed by the hands that should have shaped them. I have walked through the fields of the forgotten. I have seen the markers of those who hesitated, those who believed life would wait for them to gather courage. But life does not wait. It moves like a river, relentless, carving canyons through stone, while men sit on the banks and wonder if they should dip their toes. You were not meant to watch the current. You were meant to plunge into it, to let it carry you toward the destiny you fear to name. Every hour you delay is an hour stolen from the man you could become. Every excuse is a brick in the wall between you and your greatness. Rise now. Not tomorrow, not when the path is clear. Now, while the blood still runs hot in your veins. The world belongs to those who act, not those who hesitate. The grave is patient. It will always have room for one more. Do not let it claim you before you have lived. There is a banquet laid out for the weak, a table piled high with the fruits of surrender. You have tasted them, the morsels of enough, the sweet poison of later, the stale bread of I cannot. You have feasted on these lies until your spirit grew fat with inertia, until the hunger for greatness faded into a dull, digestible ache. But I tell you this, the coward's feast does not satisfy. It bloats, it numbs. It turns the fire in your belly to embers, then to dust. And when the reckoning comes, when you stand at the edge of your years and look back upon the wasteland of your potential, you will choke on the memory of every bite you took in exchange for your soul. There is another table, one set on a hill, where the wind cuts sharp and the plates are empty until you fill them with your own sweat, your own blood, your own refusal to kneel. The meal is hard won, but it is the only one that will not turn to ash in your mouth. Starve the coward within you. Let him wither. Let him scream. Then take your seat where the strong dine and eat the bread of effort, or do not eat at all. Beneath every life of untested comfort lies a slow decay, invisible until the structure collapses. You were built for storms. Your bones are the timber of shipwrecks and cathedrals. Your blood the salt of ancient seas. Yet you have anchored yourself in still waters where no wind challenges your sails, where no wave threatens your hull. You call it safety. I call it suicide. For the ship that never weathers a gale does not prove itself seaworthy. The man who never tests his strength does not discover his limits. He only guarantees they will break him when fate forces the trial upon him. And fate always forces the trial. I have walked through the houses of men who worshipped comfort. Their floors were polished, their hearths always lit, their walls lined with the trophies of half-efforts. But the air was thick with the scent of mildew, the quiet rot of unused potential. Their greatest fear was not failure, but the temporary discomfort of effort. And so they rotted from within, smiling all the while until one morning they woke to find their souls had turned to dust. Do not mistake stillness for peace. Do not confuse a life unchallenged for a life well lived. The rot of ease is patient. It does not announce itself until the beams give way. There is a haunting more terrible than any ghost, the specter of the man you could have been. He follows you. In the quiet hours before dawn, in the stillness between conversations, in the hollow moments when the world's noise fades, he is there. He does not speak. He does not accuse. He only stands, wrapped in the glory of the unlived life. And his silence is the loudest sound you will ever hear. You know him. You have felt his breath on your neck when you chose the safer path, when you traded passion for prudence, when you bowed to the fear of failure. He is the shadow cast by every maybe tomorrow, every I'm not ready, every surrender disguised as wisdom. But hear this, it is not yet too late to merge with him. The man you were meant to be has not abandoned you. He has only been waiting for you to fight for him, to bleed for him, to tear the veil of comfort and step into the raw, untamed life that is your birthright. The curse is not that he exists. The curse is if you die without becoming him. Civilization is a forge, but we have built a pillow. Our ancestors fought beasts, crossed deserts, carved kingdoms from wilderness. We fight the urge to rise before noon. They stared into the abyss. We stare into screens, flinching at the minor inconveniences of a world designed for our ease. This is not progress. This is not evolution. This is a collective surrender to the slow death of comfort. I have seen the face of softness. It is not kind. It does not smile upon you like a gentle parent. It leers like a jailer, soothing you as it slips the shackles around your wrists. It whispers, "Rest. You deserve it. Tomorrow is soon enough." But tomorrow's battle is won or lost by what you do today. The war is not out there. It is in here, in the daily choice between discipline and decay, between the rigor that forges legends and the comfort that breeds regrets. Arm yourself accordingly. You are starving, and the tragedy is you do not even feel it. Your belly is full. Your bed is warm. Your days pass without hunger, without thirst, without the gnawing need that drives men to greatness. And so you wither, not in body, but in spirit. Our forefathers knew hunger, not just for bread, but for meaning, for a life that mattered beyond the next harvest. They fought, they built, they bled not because it was easy, but because ease was not an option. And in that crucible, they found a truth we have forgotten. Man does not live by bread alone, but by fire. You feast on trivialities. You are bloated with entertainment, drunk on distraction, malnourished in the soul. And when death comes, it will not ask if you were comfortable. It will ask if you were alive. Put down the spoon, step away from the table. Fast until you remember what true hunger tastes like, the kind that can only be fed by purpose.